So we're going to have some fun today. We're going to be going over SEO keyword research. And yes, you can still have fun doing keyword research. What I'm going to do today, different than in most of the calls, I'm going to do a lot of participation today because me doing keyword research for something that's already pre-planned is not going to do you any good. However, if we can get some ideas, if we're going to do some keyword research on ideas that maybe you want to work with. That way I can help you build out your content. But I will not be doing this again for content. Content will be a little bit more scripted. So thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for being here. I know, again, after work, nobody wants to come and learn more stuff. We want to vegetate. So if you have any questions, make sure you put them into chat, and I'll try my best to get to it. I start off every call with a little bit of motivation. This one's Warren Buffett. Without passion, you don't have energy. Without energy, you have nothing. I believe that 100%. I'm passionate about this. I wake up, first thing I do, feed my cats, get a drink, and then I come to work. Last thing I do before I go to bed is check to make sure there's no questions I haven't answered. I go to bed. So I work morning, noon, and night, and I'm passionate about what I do. Even if I'm only talking to one person, I treat it as if I'm on the biggest stage in the world because it's important to you, it's important to me. And that's not just lip service. So what does my job entail? Being purpose-driven, aligning with worthy causes, creating cultural conversations, bringing people together, making the world a better place. What about getting people to buy stuff? Yeah, I guess that's part of marketing too. Often, you're going to have you're gonna have moments where the words just don't come, where things just aren't making sense. But one day you will be this person who, yeah, I'm not marketing, I'm purpose driven, I align myself with worthy causes. You'll be able to do that. Maybe it'll take time, maybe you do it already, but you're not just a marketer, you're not just an advertiser, you're not just in sales. You are helping people make decisions about their life. And some of them are important. Some of them are decisions they make once or twice in a lifetime. Some of them are decisions they make every day. But your goal is to help them, guide them to a decision. And that's what marketing and advertising does. So we're going to talk about two different types of keywords today and how you're going to figure out which ones are important to you. And when you're starting out, people say, yeah, you just got to go out there and get the keywords and make sure you write about them. So I wanted to talk the difference between short and long tail keywords. Short keywords like real estate, like dog. You're going to get a lot of searches every month. And this is a very broad topic. Unfortunately for you, starting out, if you were to search for real estate and you are in real estate yourself, you're not going to show up at the top of the list. Real estate is highly competitive with a lot of searches every month. And maybe it doesn't make sense to have you show up at the top of the list. Maybe you're a real estate broker in the state of Washington. That's a little less competitive. You're going from 45 million to 368,000. You still have a lot of searches. Think of that, 368,000 potential clients in Washington that are searching per month. You can't take on all those. Why would you go after 368,000 potential clients? So you say, oh, I'm actually in Seattle, Washington, 8,000 searches. You're getting a little bit warmer. But I only service Queen Anne, Seattle real estate, 320 searches. You still have 320 searches. You're very, very, very specific, which is good. The more specific you are when doing keyword research, the more likely you are to show up. And if you show up 320 times when people are searching for you, that's 320 opportunities to make a sale. So we don't want to go after really broad topics like dogs. Maybe instead of going after dogs, we can go after behavioral issues with Siberian Husky puppies. Guess what? People are going to search that every single month because people are always going to be getting new Husky puppies and they are a pain in the butt. So if you have a blog about behavioral issues for Siberian Husky puppies and you you put a post out and it's a great post, you want to focus on that long tail keyword and make sure that when you're sharing that post, you'll say, hey, check out my post about anchor text with your link, behavioral issues with Siberian Husky puppies. You're not going to put, hey, check out my blog post about issues with Siberian Husky or Siberian, and then anchor text Husky puppies, or just the anchor text puppies. It's going to be a lot harder for you to rank. And Google takes into consideration, and you'll see at the top MSN, Yahoo, Bing, Pinterest, Amazon. When they're doing this, the longer search gives a more relevant search. The more relevant the search is, the better customer satisfaction that search will yield. So if someone's on there and says, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I needed, they're going to come back to that platform, which is why nobody uses Bing and they make fun of it. You'll see those jokes online where, Google, how do you tie a tie? And then Bing will show you how to tie a shoe or something. The more relevant your search is, the more likely it is people will come back and use it. So Google is banking on your relevance. So when they show your website, it has to be relevant to the search query. So let's go into how do we break down. So how do we get a little bit more, and I'm going to take these out. I don't need them anymore. Nobody's talking. How do we get from real estate, which is, let's just say we're a real estate broker. How do we get from real estate and then drill down? So we go to Google and we'll just type in real estate. So real estate, I got license Ohio, agent, license, attorney, schools, company, investing, agent, salary, broker. What if I'm looking for an agent? Real estate agent. Great. So now I'm getting more suggestions. Google's saying, hey, do you need an agent's salary? The salary for an agent in Ohio, which by the way, I live in Ohio. Do you need an agent near you? That one is long tail right there. You have an agent, a real estate agent near me. So when someone talks about long tail keywords, this is how it starts. So this is a short keyword. And then we know, okay, I need an agent. So let's start. So wouldn't this be a pretty real estate agent in Cleveland, Ohio? Would that not be a normal search term that if I were looking for a real estate agent in Cleveland, Ohio, I would search for? Absolutely. Let me see if I have that. Oh, because I'm using incognito mode. But you can even figure out how many searches per month that people are going to have for a real estate agent in Cleveland, Ohio. So if you are a real estate agent in Cleveland, Ohio, you want to be going after this, not real estate agent or real estate, even real estate agent. Google's going to try and give you the most relevant results. However, find a real estate agent and broker in your area. The relevance actually goes back to Realtor.com spends a lot of money and a lot of time on advertising and on search engine optimization. You're not going to outdo them right now. It's nothing personal. I'm not underestimating your ability to do the work. They just have dedicated professionals doing this as their job 40 plus hours a week. You're not going to beat them on real estate agent. But how about real estate agent Cleveland, Ohio? Still Realtor, but now it's showing up as the Cleveland, Ohio. So let's get past the regular, the top three, which are the big companies. Cleveland Magazine. Okay, so now we go into here and we say we rounded up the top real estate agents in Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, hey, look. Wouldn't we want Sherry? She's reviewed by somebody local. So we want to go in and we want to drill this down as much as we can. Same thing. Behavioral issues in dogs. This isn't a search that you would do if you're having an issue with a husky puppy. Maybe. But you're more likely to get a relevant search result when you get a little more information. So Google is grooming you to give long tail keyword searches so that when you go there, you get good quality information. So look at this beautiful quick snippet as opposed to maybe my husky, there's not a list, too much freedom, house training. You get more detailed information the more detailed you are. Husky puppies that were just rehomed. Even more, rehoming your Siberian Husky, so giving more information. Husky abandonment, turning into a serious issue. So unfortunately, the further we got down this list to give a long tail keyword, the less relevant it got. But this right here seems to be the sweet spot. So behavioral issues and Husky puppies. This is from January 1st, 1970. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, it's definitely not right. The internet wasn't around in 1970. Okay, so aggression towards other dogs. This gave you a breakdown, and a beautiful breakdown before you even got into here. So, and as you could tell, you got that rich information, and it's not even on the website. So they are using this long tail keyword to show up here, and it's important. So just a quick recap. Short keywords. Puppy issues. Getting a little bit better. Behavioral issues in puppies. Same result. But this may be breed specific and you have a husky. That's your long tail keyword. So you want to spend as much effort as you can getting information out there about this particular text. So if you were to do this, so let's just say we're making this into an anchor tag. This would be your anchor tag, and this would be the hyperlink. So you'd say, hey, look, I want this to go to my website. My website's .com/blog/post about that. Okay, so this is how you get a good backlink. And this is a little bit off-page stuff, but that is the reason that we go after long tail keywords is there's probably not as many searches per month, and you're more likely to rank higher on these. And then you could start working your way upwards to the shorter ones. So we could start working our way to this next. And then puppy issues last. And then we could build up some relevance. But again, we want to be as relevant as possible to the keyword search. So if we're only talking about issues in a husky, we don't want to go after this. We would then go after husky issues. So real quick, I'm going to go into chat now. I would like to get some ideas for whether it's a product or a service so that we can do some keyword research, and I can show you how I go about looking at and finding keywords, terms, phrases that we want to spend some time ranking for. So if you have anything that you want me to do live here, that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to show you how I do it. So diabetes. So, okay. So because we just had relevant searches in puppies, it's going to talk about diabetes in dogs. So we're going to start with diabetes. So we are going to find a bunch of information about diabetes. But what we want to know is how do we treat it so that we can manage it? So diabetes treatment. Now, do I have type 1 or type 2? Type 1, there is no real treatment other than having a medical device pumping in insulin. So we don't want to go after this particular term. This is still a little bit too broad. Now, what we would do then, this right here is a great long tail keyword. How do I treat type 2 diabetes treatment without medication? And all I did was click. So we started with diabetes. And we said to ourselves, okay, that's a little bit too broad. We want to talk about treatment or solution. So there it is on the list. It auto completes it for you, but it's still a little bit broad because you could treat it with medicine, you could treat it with a dietary change, you could treat it with whatever you want. And then you go down and you say, okay, without medication. And you can even go as far as to say diet. So herbal supplements didn't come up. So diabetes treatment with. Now you have diabetes treatment with stem cells, CBD oil, renal insufficiency, cinnamon, food, without insurance, without insulin, without needles, without medication. You now have a list of 10 things that you can go after in all of your keywords. So are you in this niche with diabetes treatment? Are you trying to do it without insulin? Okay, there you go. But can you do it without insulin and do it with stem cells, CBD oil, renal insufficiency, cinnamon, and food? So you have to ask yourself, number one, how good of a fit is this long tail keyword for me? And number two, just because it's a good fit, is there a better fit with what I have here? So like, let's just say with CBD oil. Are you trying to sell something? Best CBD oil for type 1 diabetes? CBD oil and metformin interaction? No. So this is about rock bottom that you would do on long tail keyword research. That doesn't mean you can't do more. I would just not go any further when you're doing link building for this keyword. But that doesn't mean that you can't have an entire blog post that talks about the benefits of CBD oil in diabetes treatment and how you can eat your favorite foods, or you can monitor your sugar, your blood sugar better, whatever it might be. So that's how I do through Google. And it's gonna be the same. So like, let's just do, and I see it, I'll do event venue next, diabetes. And we do the same thing. Notice that in here, diabetes treatment doesn't show up. So we might have to know, hey, our short form is going to be diabetes treatment. Oh, this MSN went straight to Bing. Guys, remember when I said Bing is kind of useless? Diabetes treatment. CDC, FEA, ADA, guidelines, type 2, algorithm 2018, 2019. Like Google gives you so much more rich keywords because Google's used way more. This is Goliath and this is David. The only difference is in this in this story, David loses. Bye-bye. Yahoo. Diabetes. Natural remedy. So, Jeannie, you said natural treatment, natural remedy. There it is. And then let's break it down a little bit further. Treatment, remedies, side effects, reviews, pain, skin, relief, over the counter. So you can even dig it further. So this is stuff that you didn't see on Google. Now it's on Yahoo. Check it out. Gonna skip Bing. Forget that. You might laugh at this. Pinterest is a search engine. It's not a social media platform. It's a search engine. And what you're going to get back is a bunch of information in the form of pins, of photos. And remember, pictures speak 1,000 words. So she's type 2 diabetes destroyerreview.com. So I guarantee you this is some kind of ClickBank affiliate. Let's take a look. You're going down the rabbit hole, guys. Their website doesn't even exist anymore. Ouch. Okay. Anyways, this is going to have the information, and so let's go to their latest. It's an at-home medical discovery that saved my life. This is complete and utter bullcrap, by the way. This is a ClickBank affiliate, nothing more. Anyways, it's amazing that when you do long-tail keyword research inside of Pinterest, you find some really great ideas on how you can get content. So don't shy away from using Pinterest as a search engine, and that's what it is. You want some good ideas for keywords for a product? Here's where I'm going to have some fun, and we're going to use Amazon and the Google Keyword Planner. So real quick, we're going to go back to CBD oil for diabetes. And we're going to find the first non-sponsored one. We're going to take this link and we're going to go to our keyword planner and we're going to discover keywords. We're going to use this domain to filter and just use diabetes and hit get results. There you go. Health conditions, diabetic food, blood sugar, systemic diseases, endocrine disease, chronic illness, metabolic illness, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, diabetes symptoms. And then you can even go as far as like low blood sugar symptoms, type 2 diabetes symptoms. What if you want diabetes treatments? We're just going to go diabetes. Treatment is our short form. There we go. And if you see me struggling here, it's because I have so many windows open that it's in my way, but it's not in yours. Yay. So type 2 diabetes treatment. Holy bids, Batman, $16 to be on the top of the page for the high end. The diabetes treatment, hypoglycemia treatment, diabetic neuropathy treatment. So these are all long tail keywords that with CBD oil you can use. So this is using the key terms that are in Amazon to filter through a diabetes treatment. Best medicine for diabetes. It's not a perfect system, but it's going to give you more long tail keywords that you can play with. And of course, when you're doing things live, not everything works out the way you expect. Type 2 diabetes treatment without medicine, that showed up. That's 100 to 1,000 searches per month. If you can get in front of 1,000 eyes for free, wouldn't you do it? And it's not just 1,000. Natural cure for diabetes, 1 to 10,000. Diabetes in general, diabetes medication or type 2 diabetic treatment, 10,000 to 100,000. This is going to be the harder one to get into. But if you start crafting the information down here at the 100 to 1,000, and then you start building up your links, and you'll start ranking for these up here. It's about building a solid foundation and then working your way up. You don't want to start trying to get here. You're going to feel overwhelmed with your lack of results. And that's what I think people do when they do SEO. They're like, I'm going to be ranked for dogs. I'm going to be ranked for diabetes medication. I'm going to be ranked for massage therapy. It doesn't work like that. You start off being ranked for massage therapy in in a location, not massage therapy in general. So Jeannie asked, I know nothing about Google, so is that the price per day? That's the price per click. So people are willing to pay $16 per click to be at the top of the page. Yeah. I try to be expressive from time to time because it really gets a point across, but oh my goodness, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. So the reason we're doing this today, and I'm going to go back through and talk about event venue because that was brought up. And if you have another one, I will do a third one. But you have to know how to find what you're going to write about. So this is going to be a primer for content strategy. Because if you go in and you're just saying to yourself, I'm going to write about whatever I want, and I'm going to get visitors because I wrote about it, and I've got a YouTube page, and they're going to come from YouTube. It doesn't work like that. You have to have a plan of action, and it has to work from the lowest end to the highest. And you could try and rank yourself for like 10 different long tail keywords, but it's not going to make sense. It's not going to read right. Rank for one, and then work your way up. Okay, so event venues. So all we're gonna do, events, let's just do it exactly as written, event venues. Event venue. So the first thing that you notice when you type this in is that this is the type of search that Google says you're probably gonna be doing something local. I live outside of Cleveland, Ohio. So if anyone ever is in the Cleveland area and they wanna visit, let me know. I'm always down to meet people. Or event venue near me. In your case, for SEO, these two are the same. What Google does is it takes their current location and then substitutes the near me, and when they search, it's going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. So event, business plan, template, event, venue, rentals near me. Now we're getting somewhere, because we're not just looking, are we trying to find an event venue, or are we trying to rent one out? So probably going to be this one. So let's just kind of event venue rentals. And again, look at that. It's all location based. So this is the type of business where a long form keyword is going to be a location based keyword. So what you would want to do is create a couple of posts, and you have to, number one, you have to apply to Google through their local businesses to get on the maps, because that's how they're going to judge where you're at. They don't go on your website and necessarily look at your address. They want you to go and apply to the Google Map space. Now, hopefully I'm gonna blow someone's mind here. Event venue rentals, Los Angeles, California. We got an ad for the East Angel. That is it. So they didn't put their name first. They put where they're at. And it's huge, because they did their research and they realized, okay, it's all about location based. The only reason I didn't put near me is because it's kind of boring around me. No one's going to put an ad up. So this would mean that Cleveland would be a very prime space to start pushing out information and get up here first. Number one, nobody is advertising on Google for event venues near me. 1 billion results. Not a single person's advertising for this keyword, and this is Cleveland, Ohio. That's a little bit more relevant, okay? So this is saying nobody's advertising, and then it even goes as far as to nobody really cares about Cleveland. So what is a Clevelander supposed to do? Well, then we just pull out the trusted yellow pages, or we go here. But if you could show up right here, or you could show up right here, there's huge value in that. And because there's nobody currently advertising, you set the price. Love Google for that. So let's do the same thing. Let's go to Yahoo. Because we know that our shortest form that we can afford to go after is going to be event venue rentals, because that's what we're focused on. Again, it is all about location. So near me, no ads. Nothing. So this is kind of a vortex. Let's play again in Bing, event venue rentals, and as you can tell, even Bing has this down. This is all about local, guys. Pinterest wouldn't be a good one because this is more about spaces. So I probably wouldn't do Pinterest, but let's go into Google and look at, without doing any kind of filtering for websites, because I don't think that this would be one that you would filter. Event venue rental, and get results. So we already know that event venue rental, we're going to have to do it location based. So we're going to want to find whatever location we're going after. So say you're in Dallas, it's going to be event venue rental Dallas. So we don't put that in here. Why? Because we're not really concerned about that keyword. We already know the long tail keyword. We're looking for other very similar ways that people are searching for this. So halls for rent, 10 to 100,000. People search for the term hall for rent, not event venue for rent. So you're only getting between 100 and 1,000 searches per month this way. But if we use that same search term, now we know we probably want to do hall rental near me instead of venue rental near me. Event space near me. Event space rental near me. So what we found is that even though we thought we had a really great long tail keyword, people don't search that way. People search for event halls, event spaces, party room rentals. They don't. Banquet hall rentals are more. Venue rentals even more search than event venue. So we want to take a look at our long tail keyword, what we originally thought would be a great long tail is actually really kind of weak, but we have other great ones just from looking up on Google. So if you know that it's going to be a particular location-based thing, you don't want to look, I mean, let's just go event venue rental Cleveland, Ohio. That's not going to do much for us. But zero to 10 for event venue, 100 to 1,000 for party halls. Go back here. And guess what? 3 million results compared to 1 billion when we started. Still nobody advertising. So that's kind of how you would go about. Now we're getting 100 to 1,000 searches, which is huge. You break that down to a daily, that's what, 3 to 30 searches a day. And now you've got a great keyword that you need to go after. All right. So any other questions about the event venue? I want to do one more. Don't be afraid to speak up. There's the only question that I would, or suggestion that I would ever say is dumb is one that you keep to yourself. I have a bunch of knowledge up here that I'm here to impart. So please ask questions. It can even be something off the wall you have no interest in, and you just want to see what I would do. Jeannie, if you ask that question, I promise I will get to that answer if there are no other short versus long tail keyword research methods you want me to go through one more time. So I promise I will get to that answer. I'm actually writing it down right now. By writing it down, I mean I'm adding it to a notepad. And I'm going to open this up for like probably another minute here. Keyword research is boring. It's tedious. It can be outsourced. But you have to understand what you're looking at, because if you don't know, because I would look at an event venue because you asked me to, but if I didn't know to look in a different way or a different, if I didn't look at Google, I probably never would have known that this is going to be a little bit more traffic. So having these methods and knowing how to find the right keywords, even when you think you have the right ones, just double check. It's going to save you a lot of heartache in the long run. So this is how, yes. So Hussein asked, in terms of keyword research, is this the research we should do to get a good kickstart? Yes. This is the foundational research. This is not building up content. This is just knowing how to find the right content and what people are going to be searching for. And then once we do that, I'm going to go into content development, and we're going to develop content that people want to read and engage with. So this is just the bedrock. This is your foundation. This is the start of everything. I can't make it a lot more interesting because unfortunately humble beginnings are boring, right? Nobody wants to hear about how Jeff Bezos started in a garage until he was a billionaire. Once he was a billionaire, it's $1 million story that everyone wants to hear. But until he's a billionaire, who cares how many people started in their garage? So just wanted to keep that in mind. So I'm going to open up the floor to questions. I do have one question already from Jeannie, and I wanted to answer that one as thoroughly as possible. Do we have to place in Google to get attention when you're blogging? Absolutely not. However, it's a great place to be. And chances are if you place in Google on a blog post, you're going to place on Yahoo, you're going to place on Bing, you'll place on DuckDuckGo. I think it's just like a generic Google without any ads. You'll place in a lot of ways that you know, in a lot of places you deserve to be to get attention. And the point of a blog, there's probably very few blogs that aren't monetized in one way or another. So if you are monetizing your blog, then you need people, you need traffic. Yes, so this training is recorded. I promise I will have it on YouTube either tonight or tomorrow. The goal is tonight. So if your idea of a pure blog is just to have ads, you need to have at least 20,000 visitors every month to be added in to Google's AdWords network to put AdWords on your page. So if you don't have 20,000 people, your goal is to get 20,000 people without having to pay for them, because they're only going to pay you between $3 and $8 per 1,000 people. It's hard to make money off of 20,000 people. So that's 20 times. Even if you're making $8 per person or per 1,000, that's $160 per month for driving 20,000 people. That's a lot of traffic, driving 20,000 people to your website. So if you were paying a penny for each one of those people, that's $200. You're actually losing $40 trying to get 20,000 people to your website, which is why SEO is so important. But let's just talk about, so that's just a blog in the purest form. I'm not selling anything. I'm just imparting knowledge. And on the side, you'll see an advertisement. Let's talk about selling stuff. You have a website where you either sell your own products or you're an affiliate for another. You have a list of the top 10 gadgets that kids are absolutely going to want this summer. You start now. This is going to take probably about 3 to 6 months to really pick up the steam you want it to pick up. So the on and off page stuff that we're going to be talking about Friday that you will put into play on a blog takes time. Typically about 12 weeks to really see the results. So once you start seeing the results, though, it's consistent organic traffic for time. It's not like it's going to go away. Your relevance doesn't disappear. I still see in some searches the top 10 gadgets for 2019. It's 2020. I don't want 2019 gadgets. So really, the goal is to rank well on Google for a long tail keyword so that you can have consistent traffic and revenue. But to make money, you don't need to just do it on Google. You can literally use Pinterest to promote your blog for free and get traffic from there. No reason for it. No reason not to do it. You can use Reddit. I know it sounds silly. You can use a forum, not Reddit, a forum where you can just have your own signature that links back to your blog. You could do forum posts where you have a good anchor tag and it has a no follow, so you'll never actually get any value from it via SEO. Okay, because people who go to that forum see your link, they might go. Email signatures. Email signatures. You send out 100 emails a day, and each one of them says, hey, check out my blog. I talk about this. Possible 100 new eyeballs. Guys, and if you have questions, go ahead, please bring them. I am here to answer anything you might have. So I did kind of answer how fast you start seeing traffic results. I saw traffic using Pinterest. I saw traffic on my first day. And it depends on what niche you're in, what traffic source you're using. If you're doing Google, it could take up to 6 weeks before you are indexed for the first time. You can circumvent that by submitting your website to Google, but there's no guarantees that it'll actually circumvent it. And then Jeannie, so you said you wanted to start a year ago, came across people saying you can't start a blog without training. Who trained them first? Screw them. Start write whatever you want to write. Your passion for your subject will actually help you. So if there's something you want to write about, even if it's something that you think might be mundane for other people, there are blogs out there about the stupidest things. There are people making millions of dollars teaching people how to make slime on YouTube. Go out there. You pursue whatever it is you're passionate about, and you will get a following if you're passionate about it. And you'll find that you are not the only passionate person about that likes this particular subject. So why do they have 1 million followers? They started at 0. Everybody starts at 0. That's right. Russell Brunson was selling freaking potato guns while wrestling in college to make money so his wife wasn't the sole earner in their house with a new baby. I know all about Russell Brunson. I love him. He's an inspirational guy. But if there is an idea in your head that you want to share, and it's not necessarily for something for sales, go out there and share it. You'd be surprised. The first step in monetizing something is just to do something. Get out there and do. How often do you just sit on your phone and watch other people doing? Who's on TikTok for an hour a day and looking at people doing something stupid? Watching people's cats. Watching someone yell at Jerry, their duck, about wearing his Yoda suit that he just bought him into the pool. Go out there and do it. Because if you make content, I put out 30 plus pins a day. Most of them get 0 impressions. It only takes one. It only takes one person to see it at the right time and share it. Make content. And then I can't wait for week 2. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for week 2. I'm already getting really excited. Again, if you can see it, I'm getting goosebumps. Content doesn't have to be good. You will find it is a numbers game. You will eventually, after putting out enough content, find something that resonates and people will take notice. But it takes time, effort, and consistency. And I think I can't really top that today. On that, just remember that water fits whatever container it is put in, but over time, water breaks down rock. Because it's a consistent effort to do so. If there are any other questions, I'm going to leave it open for one more minute. If I don't get another question, I'm going to end it a little bit early today because we went over everything quickly. We didn't get a third example, which is cool because I went over everything hopefully in good detail. It actually talked a little bit about local SEO when you find a particular long tail that kind of forces you into saying, hey, you need it in a location. We talked about diabetes. Yeah, I again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for showing up. I'm going to continue to do these calls even if no one shows up, but having people to talk to and making it so it's not just me in front of a screen, it's a huge motivation. I really do love what I do. I can't even begin to, again, I can't even give you words. I'm truly humbled by even having everybody who's here. Thank you so much. I will always do one last shout out before I end. I'm still taking on clients for one-on-one consulting. On the YouTube video will be a link to sign up. Once you sign up, we'll if you're not sure, ask if hey, it would be the right fit. We would then talk about, hey, this is what we would do. This is how we would do it. 16 calls. It's an hour per call. I am pricing it as low as possible to, still be able to make it worthwhile for you. There's nothing that you couldn't do on your own. The only thing that I'm doing is helping you apply what knowledge I have to help you build a business plan for you. So that is it. That is what I have for tonight. Thank you so very much. I will have this up to YouTube so you have it for reference. And if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out. I love having these conversations. Guys, thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening.